We have done it again. We've bottled another transfer to Chelsea. We've bottled another transfer that was inches away. And we have somehow bottled the MUDRYK deal. He won't be signing for Arsenal. He will be coming to London, but he will be coming to Chelsea. It's a done deal. 100 million euros has been agreed. 70 million euros guaranteed. And then 30 million euros add-ons. Arsenal have failed to agree add-ons with Shakhtar Donetsk. We did agree the same price as Chelsea, but add-ons have failed to be agreed, despite the fact that Edu flew to Warsaw, talked to Shakhtar, did everything he could. Somehow we have actually bottled it. According to David Onstein, he has actually released the big story, and he has said Chelsea have now agreed or reached an agreement with Shakhtar Donetsk for MUDRYK. 70 million euros plus 30 million euros in add-on. A 7-year contract has been agreed between MUDRYK and Chelsea, leaving Turkey for London to undergo medical. Not yet signed, but the deal is actually done. That is according to my man himself there, David Onstein. And I decided to use David Onstein for this story because Fabrizio Romano is a little bit undecided. I think he still has a lot of optimism on the red side of this deal. But it is over. It has been decided. A 7-year deal for MUDRYK, who's been absolutely twerking and flirting with Arsenal on social media. It has actually gone the other way. And I'm running out of excuses for this team. I'm running out of excuses because I don't know what I'm going to say right now. For the Joao Felix deal, I thought that was quite very, very simple, very understandable. The deal didn't make any sense financially. It didn't make any sense to sign a player on 11 million euros for 6 months. And it just didn't make any sense, right? And Arsenal got that spot on. Absolutely spot on. But with the MUDRYK deal, I just don't understand. I don't understand how Chelsea have come and agreed a deal just 5 million euros more, and they have taken MUDRYK just 5 million euros more. It is not even 48 hours that Arsenal have agreed a 70 million deal with Shakhtar, and add-ons have been discussed. I don't know how much add-ons Arsenal were actually adding, because according to Fabrizio Romano, we were planning on adding around 25 million euros in terms of add-ins. Chelsea have come out of the blue after realizing that Joao Felix is not going to be playing for the next 3 games. They've just gone, why don't we go for MUDRYK? They've actually talked about a couple of players. They've made a couple of bids. Nodi Mukiele from at PSV, Marcus Thuram at Borussia Mönchengladbach, and a couple of other players. And they've gone, fuck off. We're just going to go and hijack this deal for Arsenal and get MUDRYK. And they've done it in a very, very short period of time. What I'm envious about Chelsea is not that they've signed MUDRYK. You can't get any other player. You can get any other talent on the market better than MUDRYK or at the same level as MUDRYK. But what I'm envious about Chelsea is that they have done a deal that we have tried to do for 9 months, and they've done this deal within seconds. It's marvelous. It's absolutely marvelous. It's good business. It's absolutely good business. This guy is going to be a gem. I cannot change my words about him. He's gonna be a gem. He's gonna be a big player for Chelsea. He's gonna be a big player for Ukraine. He's gonna be a big player for whoever he signs for, right? But Chelsea showing more seriousness again than Arsenal in the market. We wanted Joao Felix. There's no question about that. And Chelsea again jumped in front of the queue and said we will be paying 11 million euros. There's no question about when or what. If you want 11 million euros plus the players' wages to be paid, we are actually going to do that. And they did that, and somehow they took the player away from Arsenal's reach. Then Arsenal said it's a right. All the parties said it's a right. Arsenal feel okay with this deal. They want to sign MUDRYK. He is their priority, and that's why they didn't actually fight for Joao Felix. They didn't actually try to go for as high as 11 million euros for a deal. And we said, all right, there is a young player, Ukrainian, that we want, so we can actually move on from Joao Felix, okay? And we mocked Chelsea when Joao Felix picked up a red card in their recent game, and we said, look at the player they paid 11 million euros for. Yesterday, Arsenal went in with a bid, 70 million euros, just as Chelsea have done. And today talks have been ongoing. Negotiations have been ongoing on trying to understand how much add-ons are we adding to the deal. That should not take a lot of time. Edu has flown to Poland, to Warsaw, to agree add-ons. After agreeing 70 million euros, add-ons should not be a problem. It should not. He went there yesterday, and until today, he failed to agree a deal. And that's why I'm fuming, because Chelsea have literally used seconds within 60 seconds, they have tabled a bid. Within 60 seconds, they have agreed add-ons. Within 60 seconds, they have agreed a 7-year deal with MUDRYK. That is so poor from Arsenal. We agreed personal terms with the player long time ago. We agreed how the player is going to be used in the structure of Mikel Arteta a long time ago. The manager has always been saying, we are short, we need these players, and I need players in these positions. And Edu knew it. And the fact that we were willing to go as high as 90 million euros, 95 million euros, I don't see why we didn't complete it. I didn't see why we didn't complete the 100 million euros. I just don't understand it. And Chelsea, very, very smart here from Tony Boehly. Although we bash him as a technical director and a non-footballing guy, but nice business. Very, very good business. Because what he's done, he's gone, what are Arsenal offering? They're offering 95 million euros. He's literally saying, he's literally gone, and how much do Shakhtar want? Shakhtar want 100 million euros. The difference between 100 million euros and 95 million euros is 5 million euros. So he's gone, I'll give you 5 more. And Shakhtar said, Shakhtar just reacted, for sure, you're real. You'll give us 100 million euros, because for them, it is not 5 more million, it's 100 million euros. They've just won the battle that they created right from day one. They said, he's better than Anthony, he's better than Jack Grealish. We want a fee in the region of millions, of hundreds of millions. We want double figures. Look, actually triple figures. And they've actually just done that. It's 100 million, but Arsenal are willing to go as high as 95 million. The difference here is what actually baffles me. If we were never willing to pay 100 million euros for this guy, just like we were never willing to pay all this money for Dusan Vlahovic, and this is what I don't understand with Edu, especially in January. Because in January, there are 2 things that actually determine how your window is going to be. Agility, which is the ability to be very, very quick and act in a very, very spontaneous manner. And then ability. Those are the only 2 things that determine what you do in January. Agility and ability. Were we able to sign Dusan Vlahovic and Mikel MUDRYK in 2 consecutive January transfer windows? I think we were able. But were we agile? I don't think we were. I actually don't think we were. Because, look, from December to the 14th of Jan, that is almost 2 complete months. Arsenal have been working on this deal. Arsenal have been trying to agree a deal for Mikel MUDRYK. Within hours today, he will come from Turkey, agree a deal. He has agreed a deal. He will come from Turkey, drop in London, do his medicals, and get everything done. And the sign, and he's gonna be unveiled tomorrow. And as we know, Graham Potter, Mikel MUDRYK will be in the next game against Chelsea will play. I don't know what game Chelsea will play, but he will be in the next game. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. This time there are no excuses. I've already seen people trolling Mikel MUDRYK. It's a no-brainer. The player's done everything to pressurize Shakhtar into selling. And Shakhtar, I've literally told him, all right, we know you want to go. We know you want to leave. Just give us some time. We will agree a deal. You will surely leave Shakhtar by January. And he's been very, very calm. He's been very professional. He's been in training. There is no bad blood between him and Shakhtar. And they're going to wish him the best because they've got the best deal that they wanted. And the player's also getting a Premier League move. Maybe, look, all players say, I love Arsenal. I would love to play for Arsenal and all that. That is absolute bullshit. That is absolute total crap. he's going to go to Chelsea, and in his first interview, he's going to say, Chelsea is my boyhood club. I've always loved playing in at Chelsea, and I've always loved being in London. This is the best moment in my life. That's what he's gonna say. He's never gonna say, I want to play for Arsenal, and now I'm at Chelsea. I'm disappointed. It's a 7-year deal. The same they've done with Badiashile. And look, I was wrong by writing them off Chelsea. I was wrong by thinking that after signing Badiashile for 40 million euros, maybe they were gonna be a little bit cautious. Maybe they were gonna be a little bit, they would be stopped in terms of getting this deal done because it's a high money move. I was just so wrong. I was very, very wrong. They're willing to splash the cash, and I think they will not end there. I won't be very surprised if they go and do the Nodi Mukiele deal. I won't be very surprised if they do the Marcus Thuram deal as well, or even Kolo Muani, because for me, what I've seen with Todiboli is that he's a new guy that is willing to recreate Chelsea, a new guy that is willing to back the manager all the way. And that is one thing we are lacking with the Kroenkes, maybe. They are backing us, and they want us to do sensible transfers and sensible investment. But at this point in time, when you're on top of the table, when Manchester City, your biggest rivals on the title, have just lost the game, you can't lose out on a transfer as important as Mikhailo MUDRYK. But it's gone. I don't want to be too emotional. I don't want to be. I still remember many of you in the comment section actually yesterday told me, Cossy, do not actually rant about this deal. It is Arsenal, and it might actually get hijacked. And until today, at this point, I really felt like it was done. I really felt like this is a deal that Arsenal cannot actually bottle anymore. I kind of feel like this is a deal that we wouldn't actually, waste, especially given the fact that Mikel Arteta and Edu have been very, very good at transfers. Again, I was wrong, right? You just feel like I just kind of feel like I'm still at that point where it's more like denial. I can't believe it. I don't want to believe it, but it is true. Maybe by the time I'm talking, he's being unveiled at Chelsea. It's over because Shakhtar wanted 100 million euros. For us not to agree anything above 100 million euros, that would be ridiculous. Still, I think the wages Chelsea are going to give this boy for him to change his mind are quite ridiculous. So I don't expect Arsenal to meet the wage structure they proposed to him, and also to meet the payment structure and beat the payment structure that they have agreed with Shakhtar. Maybe what Arsenal can do right now is quickly switch and focus onto the next one. And since it's January, the next one might come in the summer. Look, I'm kind of happy because when it comes to the summer, I'm a little bit more convinced. Signings are easier to be done, and we have a lot of time. But the weakness of Arsenal in January is actually happening. And I'm going to make my prediction. It's going to be a very, very bad one. I will keep you updated with whatever happens, don't worry. But I have a feeling Arsenal might not sign a marquee signing in this January transfer window. We might not do it. We might just not do it. We might bottle it. Just like we bottled January, we might bottle it. And I've been looking at our fixtures. I've been looking at how Manchester United are performing, how Manchester United are playing as a team under Erik ten Hag, how Manchester City are frailing. I won't be very surprised if Arsenal, just by a second or a minute, lose that title race to Manchester United. Not even Manchester City, but Manchester United. Because United do not have the squad depth, and you can see them struggling with the likes of Weghorst. But you never know. You just never know. So on to the next one. I mean, that is what we are so good at. On to the next one. From Joao Felix to Mikhailo MUDRYK, from Mikhailo MUDRYK to where now? I'm not really sure. Because I've not seen any other links linking Arsenal with a forward player apart from Joao Felix and Mikhailo MUDRYK. The rest of the players we're linked with, actually, in 1 week, we've lost 3 of the key priorities in January. Well done. Danilo to Nottingham Forest. How can you lose Danilo to Nottingham Forest? Mikhailo Modric to Chelsea for 100 million euros, and Joao Felix to Chelsea as well. Those are signings that make you a better team. And it's very, very similar to what happened between last January. We went to Juventus, and we wanted Dusan Vlahovic. We failed. But then we wanted Rodrigo Bentancur and Dejan Kulusevski. And all those players, both of those players were actually available on a on a loan deal and on a permanent as well. And somehow we bottled it as well. Spurs went in there. They agreed deals for those two. And look at what Rodrigo Bentancur did. And look at what Dejan Kulusevski did last campaign for them to just edge over the line, right? For them to just edge over the line and, beat Arsenal to top 4. So, I think this deal frails our chances to the title. I think this deal frustrates Arsenal. And we're going to take another 1 week to heal. It's gonna take another 1 week for us to go back on the drawing board, try to look at who we can bring in, and then renegotiate deals. Because at this moment, where do you go? Cody Gakpo is gone. Mikhailo Modric is gone. Joao Felix is gone. Where do you go? I think that's a big question, and I think that's what Eddie's going to be asking himself. Where now do we turn to? Do we finish the season like this with Emil Smith coming back at left wing, and Reece Nelson may be coming back later to cover for Bukayo Saka, right? And then Fabio Vieira being that kind of no man's land man, maybe. His ability to play in a couple of positions. Maybe you go for Yuri Telemans, but I don't see Arsenal pay 20 million euros for Yuri Telemans if you can get him on for free in this summer, right? So it's a January transfer window that actually has turned from positive to negative within seconds. And I'm so happy that I've not done my transfer guide for the January transfer window because it literally had 3 players: Danilo, MUDRYK, and Joao Felix, who have all not signed, right? So this is the fresh information. Arsenal miss out on Mikhailo Modric. No potential targets for that position yet, but I'm pretty much sure by morning when we wake up, we will have a new target, right? We'll have a new target, and personally, I'm looking at all those options that we can actually go for, and I can't mention one. I literally cannot mention one player that I feel Arsenal should go for. Yes, I've talked about a few options, but in January, I think January is the key word. January is the word that is in bubbles. Can you do those deals in January? Maybe if you went to Borussia Dortmund and got Yusuf Moukoko, now that Sebastian Haller is back, maybe, I don't know, maybe Rafael Leao. You could try for Rafael Leao for 95 million euros and see what Milan would say. Again, in January, with Milan having won the league last campaign, I don't think they would actually be listening. Politano at Napoli, maybe, but Napoli are trying to win the league. They've just smashed Juventus 5-1. They're actually believing, and every player in the project is believing. So I don't see how you steal a player from there. It's difficult. It's so difficult. Very, very difficult. I don't know. But my suggestion would be, if we cannot get a left winger, if we cannot get a winger to come in January, then you go for a center forward. Marcus Thuram may be available. Yeah. So you go for a center forward. You go for someone who can, because Gabriel Jesus and his injury negatively impacts our attack. So you go for a center forward, someone who can actually try to level up that attack, and then you can do the marquee signings in the summer. Nice try, though. I appreciate the initiative. Just not good enough. Just not good enough. As simple as that, right? We'll talk tomorrow.